Kia ora whānau, I'm going to show you in this video how my buddy and I in just 3.5 days assembled this shipping container canopy. We're just using a few simple tools like a ladder, a wrench, we did have a welding machine and a gradle. The dimensions of this setup is 40 feet long, 20 feet wide and 15 foot high. It's important to note that my buddy and I have had zero prior experience to building this. Let's get into it. The first step for us was unloading the equipment, and we did use our neighbor's skid steer to do that. Although we didn't have any experience, my buddy Keahi has had experience welding before, so that ended up very valuable later on in the process. So what we did here was unpack all the pieces to the canopy. I will say the instructions were actually terrible. It just gave us a diagram of what we needed to create. We pretty much had to guess and fill in the blanks for the rest of it. Because we live off grid, this welding machine had to fit a regular plug. So this is running off a 110 volt outlet. So what we're doing here is welding the tabs or the L-shaped brackets onto the base plate of the canopy. We weren't sure whether to do this before installing it or after, but we did it before and it turned out very helpful. The reason why is when we lifted up the structure of the roof, it actually fit in on the container, allowing it not to shift around. You'll see what I mean later on in the video. Look what we resorted to, because our neighbor is selling this, the only thing that helped us do this thing, the skid steer. So our neighbor sold the skid steer. This was going to help us reach the top, so we had to come up with another idea, and that's where the ladder, the 6-foot ladder that we found at the dump, came in. Found it in the dump. This thing can pretty much go that high, but we'll get him down. It was so funny. We actually in the beginning attempted to lift it with the excavator, but that didn't work, so we ended up using the ladder. This is what happens when you don't have the right tools, but you have willpower. You can see we were pretty determined to overcome any challenge that came our way. So what we ended up doing is attaching a strap onto the bracket so that we could lift it up. In that clip just before, you saw us pushing it with our feet, so that actually helped the bracket lock in to the top of the container. These pieces aren't too heavy. As you can see, we're lifting it with ease. It was just at those certain angles on top of the container that proved to be hard. One thing that we noticed is that the L brackets that we welded on were very sharp, and so we ended up taping on some foam so it didn't scratch the container. You can see what I mean in this video. What didn't help us during this whole process was that the weather was raining and it was really windy. So if you're from Hawaii, you know what I mean when it gets windy. We have a bit of a rhythm, but it was stopped by the rain, of course, which made things pretty challenging. Despite that, like I said, we were determined to get this done in the least amount of time. This part right here was pretty challenging just because of that angle over the corner of the container. But what helped was me lifting on the other side, which then gave Ahi more leverage on the top. This is the final piece to the rib cage of the canopy, if you will, and later on you'll find out what we did wrong, which was very annoying, but we managed to overcome that challenge as well. Pro tip, make sure that the poles are on the bottom side of the ridge so that the fabric isn't rubbing against it. Alright, more problems. Here we go. Look, we picked the numbers up. 5A. We just stuffed this one up. All it is just rotated the wrong way because these poles here don't line up properly. Bitch.
This is too short. That is too long.
We need to spin this around. So here we go. And that's exactly what we did. We lowered one side, rotated it, and then lifted it back up. So the challenge was reading the diagram on the instructions, understanding the order of what needed to go where. This, I would say, was pretty much the only major mistake we made in the construction of the canopy. So now that we have all the pieces in order, we started hand tightening each of the bolts. Something to note here, each of the sections is fastened together with this plate, and there's about 4 bolts on each plate. And one thing that the instructions didn't talk about at all was the gap between the bottom plate and the shipping container. And you can see it's lifted up on that corner, so there's this gap, and we weren't exactly sure what to do with this. So we continued anyway, and what we ended up doing was filling it in, and I'll show you more of that at the end of the video. I will say on the front of the canopy that it fit perfectly, so it wasn't leaning up against the block, it was just that back end that was. After securing the top, we then went onto the back. You can now see how windy it is. It's blowing pretty hard, and it's funny because the instructions say, do not put this up in high winds. Well, we did. This is the back structure. The instructions, again, they just gave us a diagram with a few things to consider. That's it. There were some unanswered questions in the instructions, like where do we put this side bracket where the fabric will attach to? Where do we weld that? What if the container height is higher than normal? What will happen to the base of the wall that's meant to be bolted into the ground? And so we had to overcome that, and we did 3 different ways. Another challenge, we had the Gradle lose battery power, so we couldn't turn it on anymore, so it was stuck in this position. So we tried to jump it with the car, with the van, but the cables were in our other car, so we had to kind of jimmy rig the cables, and in the end it didn't work. Eventually our neighbor had to charge the battery and we got it working again, but in the meantime, this is how we fastened all the pieces. We had to climb on the structure to make sure it was all secure. Moving on to the front of the canopy. This is the structure that we're looking at. That's pretty much all the instructions they gave us. The front of the canopy was a lot more straightforward and simple to get installed. I will say, if I was to do this again, I would make sure that we use the zip ties. You'll see in a bit, the zip ties to fasten the fabric onto the front of the canopy. So at this stage, the first piece that I put on was the front, and then the next we put on the back, because the canopy, the roof, goes across from, we did it from right to left because it was windy and it was blowing that way, and so I was hand tying with the rope all of these little notches. Instead, we could have zip tied it and then hand tied it, which would have created a tighter fit, but either way we got it done. This is the solution to that gap that I was talking about on the back. So you can see there's like 1.5 feet space, and so we had some boulders around on the land, and instead of creating a concrete block, I was like, hey, what if we just roll in a rock and fix it to the rock? Let's go now to the side of the container. So this is the third pass that Ahi is doing to make sure that these welds are secure. Yes, so I gotta have a little bit of a dance break. Had to have fun with this one. Another big challenge was getting the canopy over the ridge of the container. For the roof, we ran the pole down the little gasket pocket and we pulled over the other side. So we needed some sort of structure in order to pull it over, and for the most part it worked. You'll see here in a bit that there are 9 ratchet straps on each side, and we had to cut a slit in the fabric in order for the ratchet to slide through. Initially we were going to weld these, but in the end it was just fine as it was. And this next part is pretty important in order for the water to not leak through and run down the side of the container. We filled it up with Henry's silicone, but behind that is packing foam, so that we didn't have to use 30 tubes of this stuff. We only used, I think, 10 in total for both sides. For the most part, it's held up well. I've had to patch it a few times just so we get all the gaps, but I think this was the solution to this problem. Here's another look. In the gap there, you can see some foam, which helped us to use less silicone tubes. Something else to note is on the 4 corners of the canopy, we decided to weld these on each corner. We did weld it at an angle and it worked out well. Another thing to keep in mind is that when it rains, the water will come off on the side and then possibly leak underneath the container. We created a simple French drain to overcome that problem, so keep that in mind. Okay, back to pulling over the canopy across the structure. This is a quick view on what it looks like. to cut a hole and run it through the pole here, fixing it to the side. We were pretty nervous about this part because it was windy, but we just full sent it anyway. We actually didn't use the gradle that you can see in the picture. We just strong armed it all the way over. We tied a piece of rope and we climbed across. This, I would say, was the hardest and riskiest part. And here we go, we're finished. This week was the highest wind ratings that Hawaii has ever experienced, and look what we did. Just kidding, not ever, but you get it. It's high. Boom. Tighten the ratchets. Should be good. What do you have to say?
I'm hungry and I want to go home.
What else do you want to say?
Buy Shaka Tribe merch. The new belts.
Good boy. A huge mahalo nui loa to Ahi for coming out. Go check out his work, Miss Creations. I'll link him below. He does amazing metal work. And whānau, I cannot wait. This is going to be my shop for the next few years. And in it, I'll create a lot more amazing artwork for you guys to see. I hope this video can help you create your very own shipping container canopy. And in a later video, I'll update you on how it's going. Until then, kia ora.